Hello. So, slight disclaimer. This video is a day later, or this filming is a day later. I got to the campsite yesterday and didn't film anything. I just chilled and it was quite nice. So this is going to have to be a combination of 2 days videos, but I don't really care about that. So we are at the Orange Grove Camper Park. I'll tell you what, it's decent. Big verge in a massive spot, which is good. We have the pool area, a lot of seating area, a few sun loungers, an old table tennis table, but it's good. Like, I'm genuinely impressed. Like, it is a basic campsite, but £12 for a night, like, can you complain at that? I don't think so. Toilets, and showers, but it's good. Like, a little outdoor bit as well, but they've got an outdoor washing area and barbecue. Like I say, £12. But there's also a washing area, so you can wash and dry. Like I say, again, £12 for what I say is a basic campsite. But I think when you compare that to what a basic campsite would cost in the UK, like, you're looking at what, 30 quid probably for a basic campsite in the UK, and this is, well, a fraction of that, a third of that, and it's got everything you need, like, quite literally. There's electric hookups on every pitch, like there, and yeah, can't ask for more really. Like I say, it's decent, so what more can you ask? The pool yesterday was just a nice temperature. There were a nice wind, like breeze cutting across, and a bit of cloud as well. So yeah, we can't complain in the slightest. I am very grateful for my mate Roaming Rob, whose channel I will mention in the comments. Go give him a follow. Top van life, a top bloke, just a great friend to have. Yeah, kudos to him for suggesting this spot to me, because it's been a good park up. I'm staying again for an extra night. I've added on this morning, purely just for the pool more than anything. Like, to have that ability to be able to swim and cool off when I get too warm. Granted, if I parked by a beach, which to be fair I am doing tomorrow, you can go in the sea, cool off, but you end up covered in sand. You've no guarantee of being able to get a shower. Here you can have a shower. They're not bothered if you stick an awning out. Granted, I have got one, sort of. It's a tarp that I tie up with guy ropes, but I've not really got anywhere to tie it up, so I can't really get it out. There's Wi-Fi here as well. I'll be honest, it's not the greatest, but it is a means to an end. So yeah, we can't grumble in the slightest. Like, it's a good spot. It's only a mile down the road to the nearest town of Albert, which is a nice town as well. I've been there before, and it's lovely. It's got everything: supermarkets, restaurants, bars, shops, the lot. So I may pop down there this afternoon on the scooter, just so I don't want to walk. Like, it's going to be half an hour walk or 10 minutes on the scooter. I think 10 minutes on the scooter wins. So yeah, it's decent, and surrounded by orange trees, lime trees, lemon trees. It's very, very peaceful. Last night was so quiet, and the van was so cool as well. Like, it was just a nice sleep. What I have managed to do is get a heat rash on both of my wrists and my left hand. But I attribute that to Benicassim, where I was in the van. I was properly boiling during the day. I don't know how well this will pick it up on my wrist, but yeah, it's gone down a bit. I took some Claritin yesterday, I've took some this morning. Trying to get a lot more water in my body today to just rehydrate me properly. But yeah, like I say, I'm not disappointed here at all. 100% would recommend it to anybody who's in the area, like passing through, because for the price you're paying, it's madness. Like, I was speaking to an English couple yesterday who they're here for like 40 days and they're paying like less than £10 a day because of the length of time they're here, but they're here for the whole summer. And we were just chatting about like the cost of campsites in the UK. Like, I've no experience with I've stayed on a campsite once in the UK. I paid £9 for the night, and to be fair, that had some basic amenities. It had a shower block, it had toilets, it had somewhere to wash up. But I was just saying, like, comparative cost in the UK, I was like, yeah, £40-50. They were like, yeah, we spoke to a guy who was going to a campsite on the East Coast and he was paying £80 a night. Like, why are the UK getting it so wrong? It doesn't make any sense to have those prices for someone to park the vehicle for a night or for 2 nights, even a week. Like, a week's caravanning holiday at £80 a night, and that's what, £420? Yeah, it's actually 400. Is it? No, it's not. Is it? 480? No, 560. You'd be paying for a week, plus everything else, like all your food, your fuel. Like, if there's only 2 of you, then you're teetering on the edge of actually it's cheaper to go abroad. Like, the couple that are here, they're here for, like I say, 40 days, so they're paying €440 for a month and a half on a site. They've obviously had to pay for the ferry each way. I didn't ask what that was, but they got the ferry to Calais. They've used the tolls to come down because it was easier, which I can completely appreciate with the caravan. Like, taking toll roads, you're on motorway all the way, so it makes sense to do that, but you are then paying for the toll, which is not going to be, but it is expensive, but the roads are immaculate. For me, I just can't justify the tolls. I'd rather not be on them and take a little bit longer getting there. Plus, my van's small enough that if I end up on a single track road, I can make space for someone to get past. Towing a caravan, that's a massive challenge. So for them, like, the cost of their holiday makes sense. Coming here for like 2 weeks still arguably makes sense. You're going to be paying like £200 for 2 weeks, if that. In fact, no, it would be less than that. 10 days would be 120 based on what I've paid. So then your other, that's 2 weeks, 14 days, 168-ish. Sure, you've got to get here, but I've got here from West Yorkshire I've filled up twice. I did fill up yesterday, but that's purely because I'm going to the south of Spain after this little stop off. So 2 full tanks of diesel, that's come to about £200 for me. So I filled up in the UK before I set off, so we'll count that in, so say £300. Ferries have cost me, so I've booked a return ferry now, so if I'm to factor that in, which I think is fair, then that would have been £200 in total. I've got discounts off on the ferries, so it was less, but if I said £200, then you could do 2 weeks here, or just over 2 weeks if we include travelling time, then maybe 3 weeks total. But you're looking £700. You couldn't book a beach holiday for a family for that price for 2 weeks. Like, just flights for 2 people to, we'll go with Benidorm because of how close I am to there. Not that I'd ever opt to go to Benidorm ever, but flights to Alicante return, what, maybe £150 a person. That might be being generous for this time of year, but if we work on that basis, so that's £300. A hotel for 2 weeks, I think realistically you're going to be looking around £800. It's the height of summer. You could probably get an apartment for less, but so if we said £600, you're £900 in already. Airport parking for 2 weeks, you're going to be well over £100, and then you're spending money because you're going to be going out to eat. You're not really going to go to Benidorm all inclusive unless you've got a screw loose, like you're in a Western European country. The food's good, why would you want all inclusive? If you've not got kids with you, it's pointless. So you're looking maybe another £1,000 in spending money. You're £2,000 in for a 2-week holiday. Like, why are more people not getting a camper van or a motorhome? I know there's an initial outlay that's going to be quite high, but you are saving in the long run because you can literally pack up and go away at any time. Like, you get to a long bank holiday weekend and you can just jump in the van and go. Pick up some stuff from Aldi. Like, Aldi's not expensive. I went yesterday and I had to buy an 8-litre bottle of water because my tank was low. And to be honest, drinking the drinkable water in Spain's not the nicest. It's packed with chlorine and you can taste it. It's not the best, so it weren't the best for my water system. So I bought an 8-litre bottle of bottled water, but that was €1. No, it wasn't. It was less than €1 just. But then I also got a couple of bread rolls, like big tea cakes, a pack of like 8 little chocolate filled croissants so I could have some breakfast, a carton of, about 1.5 litre carton of juice, 6 cans of Aldi imitation Fanta lemon, 4 cans of Coke, some cured ham, a pack of like lunch cheese, like sandwich cheese, and 4 burgers. Like a big bag of crisps, and it came to like less than €20. Again, the same stuff in the UK, you're paying 30 quid for that. The 4 burgers cost me like €2, and to be fair, the 2 I had last night were phenomenal. The cured ham was like €1, and it was a decent sized pack. So you could easily jump in the van on a weekend in the UK, like a Friday night, jump in the van, go off to the coast, go Peak District, Lake District, wherever, even the North York Moors. Have a lovely weekend away. And other than your diesel, oh, I got a big bottle of Tinto de Verano as well yesterday at the supermarket, forgot that one. But other than that, like a weekend away in the UK, if you're not staying on campsites, if you're smart enough to stay off grid and know where you can park up, or if you use an app like Park the Night and find somewhere that's decent, you can go away for the UK for less than £100. If you're not bothered about eating out and you're happy to cook al fresco, or even in your van, which is what I do most of the time, 99% of the time, you can do it on the cheap. It doesn't have to be expensive. Like, granted, more so in the UK, and that's where my area of expertise is, or my experience comes from. You've got the cost of your van, and if you're not counting buying one and converting it, which is what I've done twice now, but buying one that's already converted, that's not going to need you to do anything to it. And I'm talking vans, not motorhomes. Motorhomes are silly prices. But buying a van that's pre-converted, like if you wanted something that's a long wheelbase with a high roof, so we're talking like a Citroen Relay, a Transit, a Sprinter, a Crafter, Boxer, Ducato, Movano, Master. I'm not going to include Iveco Dailies or Maxuses because they're shite. Sorry if you have one, but they are shit. The Seiko Moto Maxus is an awful van to drive. They're cheap, but they're awful. But to buy a van that's being converted professionally, you know, you could be talking bottom end like 20 grand up to 80 quite easily for what is a leisure vehicle. So there's a big outlay there. So you're going to have to use it a lot to get your money's worth. But if you're like me and you've got the time to come away, like me and Virgil are getting to a point now where it's not quite big enough. I'd love more space. You just get very, very warm because I haven't got the roof space to stick another fan in and what have you. But that's an issue for another day. But little things like being able to stand up, being able to actually cook where you're not sat on your bed or laid on your bed, because I can't sit up in my van either. Little things like that make a big difference, but you've then got to make the most of the vehicle itself. So you've kind of like, for me it's different, I live in mine, it's not a problem. When I do upgrade and I get a bigger van, I'll still be living in my van, so that's even better. I'll get my money's worth out of it in no time. But to buy a van and not use it would be sacrilege, because then it's a waste of money. But you do have to get your money's worth out of these vehicles. And I mean, for me, Virgil paid for himself. Like, I paid just shy of 5 grand for it when I got it. Him when I got him, even. Probably have spent, realistic estimate, 3 converting, maybe 4. So I'm 9 grand in as a worst case scenario. This is my 5th trip abroad with him. We did Barcelona for the F1, then we did Benicassim, then we did France and Spain over Christmas and New Year. We then did Benicassim again, and now I'm doing like, well, this trip, which I mean I'm on week 3 so far. So he's paid his weight in gold. Like, to be 9 grand in, and I'm on my, even if we just count the, in fact no, this is trip number 6, so the 5 trips that I've already done in him, like with the mileage I've covered, the places I've seen, it's paid itself back. Like, if I was to plan a trip like to Barcelona for the F1, then I wouldn't have been able to go the places I went on the way there or the way back. I'd have gone straight to Barcelona, and that would have, dread to think what that would have cost in terms of flights and hotels, but it would have added up quite quickly. Benicassim, same again, like a week at the festival in a hotel, you're talking 500-600 quid, and that's at the bottom end. So yeah, he's repaid me everything already, and I've not had him 3 years yet. And after this trip, like, we'll be well in credit, just with the places I've been on this trip so far. So I am wary that this video has gone on for 17.5 minutes so far, or this clip has. And it was initially just me reviewing this campsite, but it's obviously turned into much more than that with me conversing about the price of it, and the price of camping and travel. But we'll leave it at that. I'm gonna go and put some sun cream on. I'm then gonna go and lay by the pool for an hour or so before I get the scooter out and head down into Albert. Someone's having a barbecue, it smells really nice. But yeah, that's a wrap on today and yesterday's video. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Go subscribe to my mate Rob's channel. He also did a review of this site last year. This year he reviewed it at some point. So yeah, go and subscribe to him. Well worth it. Some quality travel content, some quality van life content, and a few other bits in the mix as well. Like I say, all round top guy. But other than that, I'll see you on the flip side. Ciao.